Good morning, September the 15th, 2016. This is CISG114, Section 112, Technology and Life. This is week number 4 into the semester, and today is day number 8. So let's get started. First of all, welcome back to today's class. If you look at the calendar and also look at the white screen, where the environment is all about, today is day number 8 into the semester, and we're still in week number 4, okay? Week number 4 represents the very last week for learning contract number 1, and the theme for learning contract number 1 is inquiry-based learning, in which I would like to help you to develop in yourself the ability to learn at least the beginning stage of doing so. And this week, we have common module number 4 to complete, and the theme, or better say the topics here, is information literacy and competency. Well, in day number 7, which is one day of this past week, we helped you to understand the meaning of information literacy by helping you to understand the 5 important stages in which you need to identify your ability there is to recognize your need. The need is very important, the need for information. The second is to recognize you have the ability to access your information. After the need, you have to access the information that you want. After you have get access to the information, you need to know how to evaluate the information, to sort out the irrelevant information from the needed information. And after you got all what you want, very simple, you need to use them. So need, access, evaluate, use are 4 important stages of your information literacy skills. And then finally we come to the ideal topics. That is, when you use a particular piece of information, you are obliged to cite the source of the information. So you need to learn the method of citations. And the method of citations and referencing that we would highly recommend to you is called the APA style, the American Psychological Association's practice of citing the information you got. And today you're going to learn something very specific about this. So another important aspect of information literacy that we introduce on the Monday class is the discover concept of information literacy. Discover represent D, define. I represent inquire. S represent search. C represent collect. O represent organize. V represent verify. E represent express. And R represent refract. So the discover process of information literacy actually suggests a very good way for you to practice the individual activity you need to go through in order to identify the information you need and use them, okay, when you have a need for that. And of course, today we're going to add to your ability to understand how to make the best use of the information you discover through some of the very important citation practice of today. And one important practice we would like you to learn is called the APA style, the American Psychological Association style. And so today we are going to help you go through an important stage of doing information literacy project. And normally, whatever course you enroll in a university, you will be given this task called research. Research is to represent the kind of activity you need to identify a problem. You need to write something about your discovery of that problem, and you need to rediscover a dot. And if you still remember the discovery process of information literacy, a short example is given there, and you can always revisit it. So today, when you're ready, when you are sitting in your table with your table member, I would like you to pay attention to today's important mini lecture. I'm going to help you to understand through 3 specific episodes of doing research assignment. through a very kind and gentle professor, which you're going to see in a minute, by helping you how to get started with your research assignment. Now you have a simple assignment to complete by this weekend. That is also your assignment for learning contract number 1. And in my teacher's message this week, I've already given you the specific about this assignment. Literally speaking, it's a mini research assignment. And it's also what we call a research assignment not fully developed. Because what you need to do in this learning contract is to work out the journal, work out, or better say, experience, the joy of online discussions with your learning partner, and then you produce a PowerPoint to reflect on your discovery. And then you, before you do all of these, you need to put what you want to do in the context of a proposal. So today, we are going to help you get through the process of starting your research assignment. And once you know what you want, we're going to help you define what you need, okay? And after that, you have to pay a lot of attention on the sources of your information. Where can you discover more about the topic of interest you have identified? And we also need to provide you with the information of the APA practice. Towards the end, it's very up to you. When you go home, you can go through the 12 episodes of Information Literacy series, which help you to get into any library, traditional library, modern library, to discover what you want. And this was produced by Professor Bob Baker. So if you're ready, may I invite you to pay attention on this side. So when I say 1, 2, 3, what you need to do is to look at me. And when I ask you to look at me, actually, I would like to bring you to the important lessons you're going to learn today. So are you ready? All right. Now pick up a piece of pencil and a piece of paper and make sure, in case you have any interesting things you can discover, that is jot down some questions. The mini lecture, which I would like you to experience, not just listen to what I'm talking, looks like I'm a small MC in fact of leading you to see a little bigger picture. You can always discover in the intellect. And remember, I got all of these from the intellect, all right? And it's very useful. It's also important for you. Oh, remember, this is a web technology at my course. Web technology.
In this module, you will learn the basics about acquiring the information literacy skills needed to deal with the research papers and assignments that will be a big part of your academic career in our immersive, regardless of your major. First off, what is this information literacy business? Glad you asked. Information literacy is the ability to recognize, locate, use, and attribute valid and credible information sources, including books, journals, magazine and newspaper articles, and an ever-growing variety of multimedia sources. In this module, you will learn the importance of understanding your assignment, choosing a topic that fits the assignment, narrowing or expanding your topic, creating a topic sentence, and determining what kind and how much information you will need. Research assignments can vary depending upon your class and your professor. But let's say you've been assigned a 4 to 6 page research paper requiring 2 outside sources using either the APA or MLA citation styles. What does that mean? Well, it's like this. A research paper or project usually means you need to construct an argument or take a position, make a case for your chosen topic. To support your argument, you'll need to find and use outside sources of information. An outside source is any information that is not included in your course text or class readings. When searching for information to support your argument, it is very important that you select what we call authoritative sources, sources that have credibility and validity. This is where things can get tricky because there is so much information available to you these days, especially on the internet. It's becoming more and more difficult to determine not only what is credible and what is bogus, but even where to start. Not knowing where to go or what to do can become very frustrating very fast, leading to that dreaded modern malady known as information overload and you don't want to go there. Let your librarians help you. Before going any further into this, it's very important you understand the assignment and what your professor expects of you. If you are uncertain or unclear on any part of what's expected here, including how much time you have, get with your prof before pushing on, okay? All right, so I've got this 4 to 6 page paper to deal with. Where do you even start with this beast? A couple of points to consider when getting started. Always try to choose a topic that interests you. Whenever possible, choose a topic that is related to your major. For the purposes of this example, let's say you have chosen the topic of bullying for your paper.
What are you looking at, butthead?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That guy. Okay, we've got to start. We've also got a big and broad topic. What to do? First, let's break it down. Brainstorm ideas on the topic. Throw some ideas down. Don't worry about whether they're good, bad, right, wrong, useful or not, completely ridiculous. Just throw down some thoughts that come to you when you think of bullying. Maybe bullying in the internet. Read about that a lot. Maybe bullying in social media, Facebook, etc. Wait, there's a word for that, isn't there? Yeah, cyberbullying. Okay, making progress. Maybe something on cyberbullying and social media. Sweet, now what? Remember that in a research paper, you are creating an argument, staking out and defending a position on your topic. So what's next? Try taking your idea and putting it into a single topic sentence. For ideas to help you, Google or other search engines can be a great source. Search engines, as we'll talk about more in subsequent modules, have limited use as sources for academic writing like this, but they're a great source of ideas and a good place to start. For example, let's take a quick look around Google for cyberbullying and social media. Well, looky here. Seems cyberbullying and social media has caused suicides. That's some serious stuff. What's being done about this? What can be done? What should be done? Wait, do you feel a topic sentence coming on? Maybe something like, what steps are being taken to prevent cyberbullying in social media? Dang, we're good. Okay, here's what we've got covered so far. You understand your research assignment, what's expected of you, and how much time you have to do it. You've kicked around some ideas and boiled it all down to a topic, sentence, or question from which you'll develop an argument that will be your paper. You need to go and get 2 credible sources you will use to support your argument. In our next module, you'll learn about the open and closed web and how to use library resources to get the best sources for your paper. Oh, and those citation styles your professor is requiring? Don't worry about that just yet. We'll get to that too. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next installment.
Here we go. I've just helped you go through step number 1 to get your assignment on track. And in this very short video, about 5 to 6 minutes, this very kind and gentle professor have introduced to you the nature of the research assignment. what is meant by a research assignment? It's about choosing a topic of interest, a topic which really interests you, and you try to introduce to others what you have discovered about this topic. Now, in the context of your first learning contracts assignment, you're going to submit by this weekend. You are invited to write a journal based on one single topic of interest that you choose out of the 9 questions that are available in the first 4 weeks, 4 reading lists. Okay? So you choose a big topic. Then, if you have been attentive enough in Monday's class, I invite you to do the following. Once you have the big topic, for example, what is knowledge society, you can actually formulate a sub-question, or better say, a personalized questions of interest based on this big topic. And when you are able to formulate a personalized questions of interest based on big topic, you're actually starting your own research assignment. You want to discover more about this specific personalized question. Give you an example. If you have chosen what is knowledge society, you might want to discover more about what is the relationship of the knowledge society with the inquiry-based learning method. This is what we have been discussing, right? We want you to think about the connection between inquiry-based learning, which I've already given you in introductions, in the context of what is meant by doing inquiry-based learning. If you pay attention to the video, you know that we're actually doing a lot of knowledge work. And then, if you choose to discover more about your personalized question as follows: what is the relationship between knowledge society and inquiry-based learning? You have already formulated your personalized questions. And then, you are starting your research assignment. Now, what you've just learned from the video here, the professor said, once you have your topic of interest, what are you going to do? You need to nail down some specific. In the context of what? A topic sentence. In the context of what? A specific question. Well, I'm just giving you. You chose the big topic, what is knowledge society, and you nailed down the topic sentence. Or to me a question which is, what is the connection between a knowledge society and inquiry-based learning? Now, what is your personalized question that you're going to present in your journal? Really up to you. First, choose the big topic from the reading list of the first 4 weeks, and then it's very optional that you have to come up with your own research assignment. Now, the requirement is simple. You just need to come up with a journal, right? So, take a look at the examples given by professors in this video. He used the idea of bullying. Okay? Bullying is someone big bullying someone small, frightening them that you are very poor. Okay? And then bullying now happens not just face-to-face, bullying happens online with social media, and that is a very dangerous thing. Okay, so that is a very interesting topic to be discovered. So far, so good. In the process of doing that, one important point that is mentioned by professors, we need additional sources of information in order to support our investigations of the topic of interest that we select here. Now, it's your job to select your topic of interest. And how do we manage those sources? Or how do we discover more? In a minute, I'm going to give the time to Fiora Yang Yan to share with us today her topic. But allow me to walk you through this first, okay? Read. Now that I know what I want, suppose I've already started my research assignment, the question is, how do I find what I need? How do I find what I need? Well, smart kids will say, well, I can always find what I need through the internet. I can Google something, Google this, and Google that. I can always find what I need in the library. So what I need to do is, let's learn how to use the resources in the library, and that is why this is very important. Make sure you spend time at home learning from this. So, let's go back to the question. Now that I know what I want, how do I find what I need? According to the preview given by the professors at the end of this video, he said he's going to introduce to you something called the open web and the closed web. Okay, what is meant by that? So let's go for it. Now, pay attention, all right? Gather the information before I give you time to discuss it in your table.
Hello, and welcome to the Mercy College Library's Information Literacy Module Series. In this module, you will learn the difference between search engines and databases, how to develop a search strategy for your research paper or project, how to access databases using the library website, and how to use database tools to refine and focus your search. Ready? Let's get started. Search engines are open web-based search tools such as Google, Yahoo, or Bing that help you locate information available on the World Wide Web. You're probably very familiar with those. Databases use the internet to search for information too, but use a restricted part of the web to store information that is off limits to search engines like Google. This portion of the web is sometimes referred to as the closed or dark web, where search engines troll the free and open web where anyone can post anything. Databases search a much more controlled environment of information that has been checked for validity and reliability, what we call authoritative sources. The authority of the sources you use to support your research paper or project is crucial. If you think of your project or paper as building a house, your sources are its foundation. If your foundation is strong, the house is solid. If your foundation is weak, your house may collapse. Before we jump in on databases, let's do a bit more preparation. Another difference between databases and search engines is how you communicate with them. Where Google can gobble up whole sentences of natural language queries, databases relate better to what we call keywords, the essential terms and what you're searching for. When first dealing with databases, this is maybe the most challenging difference from a search engine like Google. But here's the upside. As you get a handle on databases, you will find that using keywords is one of the tools you can use to give you much more relevant and focused results. Think about it. When was the last time a Google search returned less than a gazillion results? Our natural language Google search on cyberbullying, for example, returned 539,000 results.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Fast track to information overload and, well, let's just say you got to get up real early to go through that many results. Let's look at our topic question. What steps are being taken to prevent cyberbullying in social media? All right, let's break this down. Good. Now let's take these keywords and plug them into a database to see what happens. Let's start with a reference database. If your professor says, no Wikipedia for your research project, not to worry. Your library's got you covered. So let's take a look at Cradle Reference, a good reference database accessible from the library website, which you can reach from the Mercy College homepage, mercy.edu, then mouse over Academics, scroll down to Libraries, and that will take you to the library homepage. Then scroll down to the research column there in the center. Select Find Articles by Subject. This is a listing that's going to give you all of the databases by subject or your major. It helps you find which databases have strengths in a particular field. It also, off to the left, lists our most popular, our heavy hitters, which includes Cradle Reference, the big reference database. So, let's take a look to see how our keywords may fare in a database like this. So we click on Advanced Search, which is going to give us a few more options, and we put in cyberbullying up top because that's our main keyword. Then in an exact phrase, we can enter 2 words or more, and you see there's social media, but also there's social media or social networking, which is actually something that might give us a few more options on the return. So let's go with that, see what happens. Click search, and not an overwhelming number of results, but we did get 9. And as you see there, we have cyberbullying, we have cyber internet offenses, cyber stalking. That looks interesting. And then scrolling back up here, off to the left, just to point out briefly, you'll see how the database tries to focus these articles into a way that makes them easier for you to determine what you want. Let's click on cyberbullying just to see what it gives us there, and you see it gives us a little sort of introduction to the article. If that looks interesting, you can click on the link to give you the complete text. Over on the right side, right here, you'll see a number of little tools that are with every article. It will give you an email option, a PDF option, a save option, a share option. Down at the bottom, these are the citation styles that you can choose. You see you have an option of APA, MLA. So Credo will also fix you up that way as well. Credo Reference has given us a good start. Now let's check out one more database for a wider range of information sources. All right, now let's look at another database, a general purpose database, again accessible through the Mercy College homepage, mouse over academics, down to libraries. Then in the center column there, look for the second link, find articles by subject. Then the general listing off to the top left there. You see where we chose Credo last time. Now we're going to look at Proquest All Collections. This is a database, actually it's 16 databases in one. It can be a nice one-stop shop for your article search. As you see, we have our keywords laid out there and ready to go. We have cyberbullying up top. We have social media or social networking as we used before. This time we have them placed within quotation marks, which will tell the database only bring back those words exactly as they appear within the quotations. I'm going to click on the full text, which will give us just that, and I'm going to leave everything else off. Click search. Let's see what happens. Wow, 2,420 results. More than the 9 that Credo gave us, but less than the 569,000 that Google gave us. Also, you'll note over here on the right that Proquest will bring back a number of different types of articles. And you see there the magazines, there are 118 magazines. I think I want to go there. I want to see what we have on these keywords in magazines that Proquest found for us. So just scrolling down, looking for titles that may be interesting. And you see the keywords are highlighted there. Look at number 6. How to stop the bullies. Yes. Click on the title. It will bring you to the abstract page. The abstract is a summary of the article, which can be helpful. If that looks promising, then you can kind of scan the article there. You see there's the full text, and you can see where the highlighted keywords show up. If you prefer the PDF version, which will look more like a photocopy of the original, that's also available. And you see it has email, print, and the handy cite option. Click on that, and yes, Proquest will cite that article in the style of choice. There's APA, there's MLA, whatever you want, you just tell it does it. You can also email yourself the article, which also offers you the opportunity to include at the bottom the citation in any particular style that you want. So, Proquest will do this with every article. It's a very useful, very user-friendly database, and along with Credo, may be all you need for your project. If you find you need more help, check the supplementary sources available in Blackboard or ask a Mercy College librarian for help. Okay, here's what we've covered in this module. We've learned about the basic differences between search engines and databases. We developed keywords from our topic question to focus our database search. We accessed and searched 2 databases through the library website to locate valid, authoritative outside sources for your research project. And we learned that additional information is available through the module companion site, available through your Blackboard course or asking a Mercy College librarian. In our next module, we'll learn about how to credit your outside sources and how to avoid plagiarism, which is a big dark hole you definitely don't want to fall into. Thanks for watching.
Okay, allow me to do some recap for you. You start your research assignment by choosing a topic of interest. You start by asking some very good questions that become your topic sentence or your personalized questions of interest. Now that you know what you want, the next question is, how do I find what I need to discover more? To answer these questions, the video just given you 2 possible sources. One is through the open web. Every day we use the computer, we go to the internet, we use search engines like Google, or we use Wikipedia to discover what we need. This is one way. And this specific method of intellect resources location, it's referred to as open web search. The next possible choice, besides the intellect search, as mentioned by the professors in this video, is through your local library. At the University of Macau, we do have a very good library with a lot of resources. Example of the resources likely mentioned in these videos are the databases. You know, every year the University of Macau libraries pay a large number of money in order to subscribe to different research databases in different fields of study. Those databases contain somewhat latest information on specific topics, so that when we need information, we go to the library databases or try to look up those related informations. Now, in order to support this kind of information for the use of the students, the University of Macau had actually singled out a large budget for this. Now, we are not talking about budgets today, we are talking about the resources. So at this point, allow me to guide you to the University of Macau library. Okay, let's go to the University of Macau library. Let's go to this website first, and then we go to the University of Macau website. This is the University of Macau website, and you see that the library of the University of Macau website, it's here, so we go to the library. When we enter the library's webpage, we discover that a lot of things we could look up on our library. One important thing we would like to use, just like the video on the professor's guidance, is we go to the resources of the library. Okay? Suppose we go to the resource of the library, we discover that, oh, a lot of good things here. Look at that, we have databases under electronic resources. We have e-journals, we have research pro, we have selected internet resources, we have trial databases. Databases are the focus of the video minutes ago, because databases are where latest information in a specific field of studies are being stored, and we subscribe to them, so we got the information that we can use. So beside the open web, the professors introduce it to the closed web, which means subscribe the databases normally accessible through the university library. And at the University of Macau, this is our databases. And sometimes the databases are called dark web because it's closed and will only be updated when we continue to subscribe to the databases. But let's go to the databases. When we hit the databases button at the University of Macau library website, we see something like this, okay? All right, you see that? In the videos, the professors introduced to us two important reference databases that are provided at the Mercy College. One is called the Cradle Reference Database. Now, I'm not so sure if we have the Cradle databases here. Normally not. But the other databases that he mentions in the video is called Proquest at the University of Macau Library Databases Resources. I'm sure we have the Proquest database. So in order to access the Proquest database, we start with the P, because Proquest start with the letter P. And so we walk through by going down here, and you should be able to see Proquest. All right, you can see Proquest. Proquest databases actually is a collection of 16 databases, as mentioned by the professors there. But at the University of Macau libraries databases, we may not have subscribed to all the 16 Proquest databases. You can see that Proquest Asian Business and Reference is one, Proquest Biology Journal is the second, Proquest Career and Technical Education is the third, Proquest Central is the fourth, Proquest Computing is the fifth, Proquest Criminal Justice is the sixth, and then Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global is the seventh, Proquest Educational Journal is the eighth, Proquest European Business, Proquest Family Health, Proquest Health and Medical Complete. Well, we do have Proquest databases, but the question is, which Proquest database should we go? Right? Suppose we would like to discover if we could use the Proquest database available in our University of Macau library to look up the specific topic mentioned by the professors there. What is the topic? Cyberbullying. All right. So we need to type in some keyword. Oh, keyword. Remember, databases love keyword. If you do not enter keyword to look up what you want from the databases, you do not get much help. Now, can we do that here? So let's see, we select some databases. All right. Okay, let's say we try to nail down two databases. One is sociology, the other social science journal. So let me just try one, because for my judgment, if I would like to look at a topic called cyberbullying, it's very much likely that I can find some information in this two category. You may not be able to find cyberbullying in science or research library, mathematics or something. So that is the first judgment decisions I have to make. So let me try this. So I suppose I select the Proquest social science database, then I will be redirected to the Proquest database system. That is the Proquest database system. So here, what do I need? I need a keyword. Say, suppose I type in cyberbullying. You see that I type in cyberbullying, so I hit the search button. The question is, I got 562 results. Now, the number of results that I got here is normally smaller than the number of results I got from the search engine. It's very specific. And then you can see that all the keywords cyberbullying are highlighted in yellow for me to take a look at. If this is the resource I would like to examine. If I would like to examine further, I can click the abstract and click the detail, or I can even link to the full text. Suppose I would like to say predicting adolescents' cyberbullying behavior, a longitudinal risk analysis by this scholar. I would just click inside this, okay, click into this particular link. When I click on this link, I will be brought to the specific article here. You can see that this is the specific article. And right here, you can see the links here. the professor introduced similar things. I could sign this article by clicking sign. I could email this information to me. I could save it under my computer, or I could print out this page. All of these are very important. Remember, when you present some data or sources in your journal, you need the citation from it. So suppose I click on the citations here. Let's take a look at that. I got the citations here. According to APA standard, the 6th editions, it will be cited like this. That means, without understanding the rules of APA, as long as I know how to click on the link, they will give me the citation according to the format of APA. And what you need to do is to copy and paste this. All right? You just need to copy and paste this. Put it in your journal. You see that? That is called a full reference. Now, the next thing you need to learn is, once you got a full reference, suppose I need to cite this, you need to learn the practice of citation journal. So if I would like to change from APA to the 5th editions or AFA or whatever it is, because there are many standards for citations, you can select, and then they will provide the citation according to that format. Is it easy? Very convenient. All right? But it does not mean you should not learn the proper practice of writing your reference according to the APA style. All of us, we got through college, know the basics of this. All right? So this is very important for you to understand where to look up information, and that it's available from the University of Macau Library. Okay? So it's very important that you know how to do citations. Now that you know something about this, I would like to continue with the citations concept that you need to learn, because my time is running out. I need to give you time to do the presentation. So let's move on to this very important topic. One of the 3 important topics, it's the last topic. You need to give a big shout out to your sources. In other words, you need to provide the references to support the writing of the journal. Whatever you discover, you must tell very specific where you discover them. And that's why we need references. So, are you ready? The last episode.
Hello, and welcome to the Mercy College Library's Information Literacy Module Series. In this module, you will learn about plagiarism, what it is and how to avoid it, citations and bibliography, using and crediting outside sources in your own text, and the ALA and MLA citation styles. Ready? Let's get started. What is plagiarism? Well, simply put, plagiarism is taking someone else's work and trying to pass it off as your own. Now, back in the day, the lines were more obvious. You took something that wasn't yours, it was stealing.
You realize what would happen if I hand in my homework in your handwriting? I'll get kicked out of school.
But in today's mashup culture, where sampling and sharing are commonplace, the lines have become much more blurred. In academic writing, though, using someone else's work without credit is still a no-no. A big no-no. A great, big, honking, ugly no-no. Plagiarism can be busted in a number of ways, and none of them are good. Failing your paper, failing the class, put on academic probation, even expulsion from the college. In short, something to be avoided. As a rule of thumb to stay safe, anything in your paper or project that had any help or support from an outside source, credit the source. Let's take a look at the most common instances of crediting outside sources in your research paper or project that you're likely to come across. For this, let's call upon the fine folks at Purdue University's Online Writing Lab, or OWL.
This is a
See
very
how we just
important
credited a
resource.
source there? Okay, let's look at in-text citations, paraphrasing, summary, and quotations. A word on these acronyms and citation styles, APA, MLA. What do those mean? Well, APA and MLA are two of the most popular citation styles you'll be working with. APA is the style of the American Psychological Association and is used primarily in the sciences. MLA is the style of the Modern Language Association and is used primarily in the arts and humanities. As your academic careers progress and you get further into your majors, you may encounter other more specialized styles, but APA and MLA are the two most common. So let's take a quick look at how the OWL site can help you sort of cut through some of this confusion of how to format certain in-text citations. If you're working in the APA style, as you see, just select APA and then scroll down here and you'll see that the OWL site not only tells you, but it shows you exactly how to lay out your short quotations, your long quotations, your summary or paraphrase. The nice thing about it is that you can just make yours look like this and you'll be fine. Working in MLA instead, not a problem. Just switch over to MLA style, then go to the Formatting and Style Guide, and then to MLA in-text citations, and it will show you the same information, but it will give it to you in the MLA style. So again, very, very helpful site. But wait, there's more. In addition to all this citation stuff in the body of your paper or project, there's also the Bibliography Page that lists alphabetically the complete citations for all of the sources you've used in your paper or project. So again, the OWL site is one that can help you through this part of the process. If you're using MLA, the MLA bibliography is called a Works Cited page. And OWL has an entire Works Cited page worked up here for you, and it includes books, magazines, newspapers, journal articles, just about anything. DVDs are in there. Anything you can think of is going to be there, and it's all formatted correctly, of course. So it's called Works Cited. If you're using MLA, just go and make your page look like this. If it's APA you're doing, well, click over to the APA style, and the APA bibliography is called a reference page. As you can see, citing your sources correctly involves a lot of detail and can be more than a bit frustrating. After our quick review, I'll point you to some additional sources of information to help. But first, let's review what we've covered in this module. We learned about plagiarism, what it is and how to avoid it. We learned about the different styles of citations crediting your sources in the body of your research paper or project. We learned what APA and MLA mean and what subjects these styles generally apply to. We learned about your bibliography page that lists all of your sources alphabetically at the end of your paper or project. Ooh, that was a lot. Here's some additional sources that can help you with your citations and citation style.
Here we go.
In addition to Purdue's OWL site, there are a number of style guide templates available on the open web. One being EasyBib, which is very popular and embedded in a number of databases, including Credo and Proquest. Do keep in mind that if you use MLA, it's free. If you use APA, you gotta pay. So that is something to keep in mind, for which we recommend the Son of Citation Machine,
That's a very
which is free for both APA and MLA. As you see, you just select the style you want, APA, for example, and then what is it you're citing? A book, a web page, a journal, perhaps? Select that. Type in the information from the citation, and then Son of Citation Machine will set the style for you. Also in MLA as well. If you'd rather just talk to an actual human being, come on down to the library at any time and talk to a Mercy reference library. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next installment.
It's very important that you keep in mind what you learned today, particularly in this very last module. The professors there introduced you to two important sources for you to be continuous, aware of the importance of citation. The first source is the online writing lab of Purdue University in the United States, and we call this Purdue OWL, Online Writing Library. There you can see all the very important rules of APA citations. Very simple. They are different types of articles, items of information, journals, conference paper, video, websites. And the other important tool that you need to pick up directly from the internet to help you with a citation is called a sum of citations machine. Now you can look at the specific site here. I've already given you the APA citations for sum of citation machines. If you click on this, you will be brought to that important page, actually showing you how to use the sum of citation machines. Okay?
Hi, this is David.
It's
and today we'll
11 minutes walk through to help you be aware of the usage of this very important tool. Now, I will hold you responsible for this 11-minute and 32 seconds video after class that you need to study it at home tonight. All right? So, that is what I would like you to be aware of. And before I give you time to have personal discussions at your table, allow me to pass the time to Fiora. She's going to share with us with what she has learned as of last week. So are you ready? Thank you. Thank you. We keep the pause after that. All right? So we need to go back to the hotline of which we're free. Okay? Go to the hotline of which we're free. Very good. We need to call hotline. Okay. We get ready for you. First. Yes. Thank you. It will be set. Let me make sure it's on broadcast. Very good. You can see it right here. All right. The topic Fiora would like to share with us today is what is ethics in the information age. Yes, go ahead. Thank you, Fiora.
I divided ethics in information age into 7 aspects. The first aspect is government surveillance. It's known to us all that prison is an invasion of privacy. However, prison is not just a single event. There are still many present around us. The second part is speech issues. We always call for freedom of speech, but when we are using our rights, we should also respect others' rights. When you express your views, please be respected. Second part, intellectual property. Web gives us varieties of resources. Meanwhile, some people's intellectual property cannot be protected well. Everyone ought to use law to protect their intellectual property from being stolen, and the government should strengthen the protection. Next, information privacy. Some evil people copy others' data for criminal. If we want to stop this trend, first, we should protect our information carefully. Second, build up an effective protection. Commerce risks. The secret of business sometimes it can be deadly. Not only companies obey the industry rules, but also government makes sense. Computer abuse. With approaching of wide to wide together, people almost become computer slaves. It's high time that we use computer less. social justice issue. Over your electric devices, you can easily find lots of pieces of news with comments, especially for those significant news, such as serious crimes. To my surprise, some people think that sickness randomly, and many people approve of them. Social opinions cannot just capture. We cannot let it show up more. That needs to be managed by government, site managers, and employees.
We thank you, Fiora, for giving us a very interesting classifications of the ethical issues in the intellect. And I have already informed Fiora what she shared in class, and it's also applicable to all of you when you come to share in class. She's going to type up what she shared, including a PowerPoint, in the Call for Participation forum. So anyone in this class, if you want to revisit what Fiora has shared with us, including a PowerPoint, you can go back to that forum, okay, and you can read and share. And of course, you can engage Fiora with a deeper conversation. So make sure you put your PowerPoint in the Call for Participation forum, okay? And I highly encourage the rest of you to make the best use of the opportunity in class to share what you have prepared. What you need is find time in class sharing throughout the semester to gain the score close to 20 semester point. You do not want to lose it, all right? It makes a lot of difference between a B and a C, of course, a B and an A, all right? So it's not difficult. Don't lose this chance, and it's also an important habit of learning, all right? So I think what I'd like you to do now is to have a table conversations on your own. At least you have 10 minutes table conversations on your own to review what you have studied either today or on Monday, as well as both what you should have learned in this 4 weeks in the past in order to get ready for the submissions of your assignment this weekend, all right? So you do not have a lot to do, but you have to get it done, all right? So in the meantime, while you're having these conversations, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, come to your table, and try to help you as much as I could. Meanwhile, allow me to take attendance for today, okay? Feel free to talk because it's important that you communicate your needs to your table members. And remember, starting next week, you should give me the pairs in your team. 2 pairs in one team, all right? So in documents Q&A hotline of this week, okay? Send me information individually about my team, and if the message tells me the 2 pairs name as well as the pair member's name inside the 2 pairs, okay? Rex, are you here today? No. Fiora, thank you. Zikun, are you here? Thank you. Terry, thank you. That's all right. Neil, not here today? Okay. And then Coco, K-O-K-O, thank you. And then Coco, C-O-C-O, thank you. And then it's Adrian, thank you. Vicky, thank you. Arison, thank you. Laomi, thank you. Rajan, are you here, Rajan? No, not here yet. Tai Day, yes, thank you very much. And then Hopin, thank you. Schofield, thank you. Rina, thank you. Selena, thank you. Addison, thank you. Rita, thank you. Karen, thank you. Bas, You're not here today. Enter. Enter. Is it over there? Is it enter? Okay, let's say Hong Ming Huan. Thank you. Yes. Tiffany. Thank you. So we save attendance on the first page. Teresa, thank you. Hu Ziyu, thank you. Richie, I think she asked for an excuse. I said I got her letter this morning. Alice, thank you. Will, are you here? Thank you very much. We got all of you on board, all right? Now make sure you have a good conversations with your table member to discuss what you've learned this week and also in the previous 3 weeks. After this week, if you look at the schedule of our work here, starting next week, you will have the focus topic, okay? The focus topic for next week. Let me make sure you got it. Yes, here. You take a look at the course review page. After the first 4 weeks, starting from next week, we have topic 1 and 2, focusing on the meaning of a blog, meaning of a wiki, what is meant by photo sharing, what is RSS, what is a podcast, and what is social bookmarking. These are very much web technology oriented, and you're going to learn quite a lot from this starting next week, all right? So, and then in the second period of this semester, we call it learning contract number 2. You need to pay attention when you're going to submit the artifact for this second learning contract. Let's take a look at that. Only 3 weeks, okay? So 3 weeks for the second learning contract. In other words, you're going to submit something in the weekends of October the 8th and October the 9th. Which is based on something like that, and I will give you a specific menus of what to submit. Okay, but make sure the next time when you have to submit something is on top of what you have to submit. This time, add to it a blog. Okay, a blog. Okay, add to it a blog. So next time when you have to submit something, it will be 5 items. This time it's 4: proposal, journal, discussion details, and a PowerPoint. Next time, proposal, journal, discussion detail, PowerPoint, and a personal blog. Okay? Blog. Blog is not somewhat like an essay, a fully developed essay. Okay? Essay requires to write in good English. Journal, that's not bad. Just a basket of information. All right? Very good. Yes, questions? Yes, I'll come to you. Oh, yes, very good. The question is how to write your blog. In the Moodle environment, you can see that this is the Moodle environment. And on the right-hand side of the Moodle environment, there is something called blog menu. Okay? Suppose you've already written your blog on a piece of paper that it's a Microsoft Word file. Okay? What you need to do is to copy and paste your blog from the Microsoft Word file into this blog entry. You just need to say add a new entry, and you will be presented with an editor. And in the editor, you type the name of your blog and you paste your blog there from the Microsoft Word document. Then you press post to everyone, and everyone read your blog. That's really that simple. Okay? But the idea is posting a blog here is simple, but writing a blog itself takes quite some time. Right? So it's only when you have done your blog in a Microsoft Word, I would encourage you to post your blog here. Do not post a blog here and change everything frequently. Okay? So you do not need to rush. Make sure you focus on the process of developing your blog. Starting from your journal, together with the discussion feedback with your learning partner, take a good look at how you produce the PowerPoint get some more data in terms of references, citations, and then your graph should have all of these. Okay? And I highly recommend you include pictures. Okay? Yes. Very good question. Yes, Karen. What's your question? So observation is not application 因為我相信你咧，你就冇買嗰啲房子咧，嗰樣嘢隨便揀嘅。咁你就要學啦，observation 你要講個 source 有啲等嘅，你認為喺個 source 裏邊幾個有關嘅找出嚟，找出嚟就係 observation 叫你講，然之後你要話咩嘢，我所執嘅嘢喺邊度嚟，呢個就叫 citation。咁你執幾多樣嘢係知唔知嘅？所以你個 observation 咧應該有首先你開始執，但係你記住，你做高，你做呢邊有幾件事。你應該俾咗話俾人聽，你由邊個揀咗邊個學生，你知道邊個話俾人聽，你由邊個學生係啦，你就應該攞咗number one，你唔係係嘛？你應該講 number one 最緊要嘅事，之後咧你就有呢個 topic， 咁然之後你就要開始啦，最簡單嘅3個observation。咁你睇嘅 observation 知道你走一流你嘅。嗱，我唔知你係咪 observation， 係啦，咁你就所謂 observation 啦。咁然之後你就有個 source， 每一個執出嚟都有啲咁嘅 source。source 咧就唔可以就咁寫喎，咁人哋跟住呢個 source 自然可以翻嚟嘅。你講你個 link， 咁然之後咧，你去到個 link 咧應該係俾人哋講。你要加翻一個subheading 叫做 observation， under observation 就係呢隻嘢。其實咧，observation 咧最後係兩樣嘢嚟，點解咧？因為你 observation 嘅嘢係啊，我嘅意思即係話你每一樣嘢都係你要處理嘅。處理嘅意思即係話你 interpretation 都有處理，你處理嘅過程就係參住你嗰個。嗱，你執咗你執咗好多 observation 嘅嘢就唔耐㗎啦，跟住你有另一個 section 叫 interpretation， 有另一個 section 叫 interpretation， 然之後 interpretation 你每一個 interpretation 都係相對都係我哋執件事嘅 observation， 所以如果你問係一個做嘅 observation， 即係譬如話呢度叫做 observation， 0.1、0.2、0.3、0.4、0.1、0.2、0.3咁樣。所以你已經太多嘅時候咧，其實你覺得啱就啱你做，咁我哋希望你能夠咧少啲 make decisions， 我夾幾多落 observations， 其實我哋會 follow 幾多。你 follow up 㗎，你 interpretation 就 follow up 即係等於你要變成即係所以個 observation 我哋俾佢學做將佢 focus， 你會執到好多嘢嘅。